reward enthusiasts and credit score builders. In this channel, I cover all types of credit cards. I'll give you an overview of the card, its pros and cons, and my take on that card. If you have a credit card that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. In today's video, I'll be going over the Capital One Sparks Miles for Business credit card. The Capital One Sparks Miles for Business credit card has long been a reliable option for companies, but in recent months, thanks to Capital One's growth of loyalty partners and increased transfer ratios for a select few partners, it has become even more competitive. The Spark Miles for Business program was developed for business owners seeking to earn customizable incentives for their operating costs. Not everyone can apply for a business card, but you might be more qualified than you think. It counts if you freelance, drive for Uber, or sell things online on the side. Obtaining a business card is advantageous for a variety of reasons. Because they are unsure of how to apply, people are frequently scared away from getting business cards. However, if you apply as a sole proprietor using your name as the business name, you shouldn't have to do any additional paperwork. The good news is that you can establish yourself as a sole proprietor just by operating a business, which is fantastic news for anyone looking to get a business credit card for a side gig. Small business owners can benefit from several benefits provided by the Capital One Sparks Miles credit card. Entrepreneurs can benefit from other features of the Spark Miles credit card as well. For purchases made abroad, there are no foreign transaction costs. Other advantages include free employee cards, travel insurance, extended warranties, and TSA PreCheck or global entry. You may lock and unlock your card, as well as employee cards, through the Capital One mobile app. If you need to manage unauthorized card usage among your staff, or if one of you misplaces a card, this option may be helpful. Beyond that, the security measures used by Capital One are typical for the sector. As is customary among credit card issuers, Capital One's customer support representatives are accessible every day of the week, 24 hours a day. You can manage your account online or using the bank's mobile app. However, to be eligible to apply for this card, you must have a good or excellent credit score, which is regarded as being between 670 and 850. Building an outstanding credit score is worth it for this card. Also, keep in mind that this card has an annual fee, which is $0 for the first year and $95 after that. To help you build a business credit history, Capital One, like the majority of large business credit card issuers, reports account activity on its cards to commercial credit bureaus. However, Capital One also transmits your account information to the consumer credit bureaus, unlike the majority of major business card issuers. This implies that you risk harming both your personal and company credit records if you run up a high balance on your card or forget to make a payment. Only one other significant provider of business credit cards does this, and that is Discover. You can be sure that every card has its pros and cons. Let's dive into the pros and cons of the Capital One Spark Miles for Business credit card. Here are the pros. Number 1. A solid bonus, but with a hefty spending requirement. Number 2. A simple incentive scheme. Number 3. Options for flexible travel redemption. Number 4. A high rate of prizes. Number 5. No cost employee cards. Number 6. There are no blackout dates or seat limitations. And lastly, number 7. You receive 2 free visits per year to the Capital One or Plaza Premium Lounges. And now for the cons. Number 1. It might have an impact on your individual credit history. Number 2. Contrary to cashback, is less flexible. Number 3. It has an annual fee. Number 4. There is no intro APR period. And lastly, number 5. It has a high APR. We heard about the pros and cons. Now let me introduce you to how you can earn rewards and tell you my thoughts on the card. Every time you use your Capital One Spark Miles credit card to make business-related transactions, including those for supplies, inventory, or other items, you'll earn an unlimited 2 miles for every dollar spent. You can earn 5 miles for every dollar spent if you make hotel and rental vehicle arrangements via Capital One Travel. Just remember that there is a $95 annual fee for the card for the second year onwards. Even if the points rate may be slightly lower, if your company doesn't spend much money, you might be able to receive greater value from a card that doesn't have an annual fee. The benefits you receive from using the Capital One Spark Miles credit card never expire. You may redeem them as long as your account is active and in good standing. With a value of 1 cent per mile, you can use your rewards to book hotels, rental cars or flights online or at the Capital One Travel Centre. When making a reservation through a third party, keep in mind that hotels may not honour points or elite status. In those circumstances, it is preferable to use your card to make the hotel reservation rather than use points to get a statement credit. To get more use out of your miles, Capital One offers more than a dozen airline and hotel travel partners. Each partner has a different transfer ratio. In addition to Aero Mexico Club Premier, these affiliates also include Air France KLM Flying Blue, Air Canada Aeroplan, Asia Miles, Life Miles, British Airways, Emirates Skywards, Etihad Guest, EVA Air Infinity, Mileage Lands, Finnair Plus, Qantas Frequent Flyer, Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer, TAP Air Portugal Miles, Turkish Airlines Miles and Smiles. And keep in mind that Capital One is the sole bank partner with Accor, whose relationship may be beneficial for overseas travel where Accor has a significant presence. Various non-travel prizes may be purchased using miles. Among other things, you can exchange your miles for a cheque, account credit or gift card. While there are different rates for these redemptions, they typically don't equal the cent per point that you would get if you use miles for travel. Plan to use this card for all of your transactions, as you should with any rewards credit card, to ensure that you receive miles for each purchase. Flying with one of Capital One's airline partners can help you get the most value out of your miles when it comes time to redeem them. If you have aspirational travel goals that include foreign business or first-class travel, it may be worthwhile to save up your credits to meet those needs. It can be easier to redeem directly with Capital One through the travel partner or a travel statement credit if you don't have any overseas travel plans or don't want to spend the time studying redemptions with travel partners. When new cardholders spend $4,500 within the first 3 months, they will receive 50,000 miles. The time frame in which you must achieve the minimum spending requirement begins when your account is opened, not when you get your card in the mail, as is sometimes forgotten. The same percentage of rewards is also applied to purchases made using employee credit cards, and these purchases also contribute towards the minimum spending requirement for the welcome bonus. Overall, I'd rate the rewards as 10 out of 10. The benefits I'd rate at 9 out of 10. The annual fee is 7 out of 10, and customer service I would rate as a 10 out of 10. Small business owners who feel comfortable utilising their card rewards for travel expenses and who want to use the card frequently should choose the Capital One Spark Miles. To make the yearly cost of the card worthwhile, you'll need to charge about $413 in 2 miles per dollar transactions per month for the whole year. Businesses that charge enough to meet the somewhat high minimum spending requirements for the card's bonus are particularly well suited to the card. To receive the 50,000 mile incentive during your first 3 months of account membership, you must charge a minimum of $1,500 to the card each month. Additionally, business owners should use the Capital One Spark Miles if they intend to make on-time payments and keep the card's balance within a reasonable range of their credit limit. This is because both commercial and consumer credit bureaus will receive reports on the card's usage by your company. For every $1 spent on purchases, the Capital One Spark Miles program gives a respectable 2 miles. This card may be profitable for the correct business if combined with a respectable bonus, even though there is a hefty expenditure requirement. The potential effects on this card on your credit score should be taken into account in addition to the benefits it offers. Capital One transmits account activity on your business cards to consumer credit bureaus, which is one of the card's disadvantages. Selecting a card from a different issuer that doesn't disclose its activity to consumer credit bureaus may be a good idea if you like to keep your personal and professional matters as separate as possible. This wraps up my review of the Capital One Spark Miles for Business credit card. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think of it. These videos take a long time to make and are a labour of love. If you would like to see my channel grow, please help spread the word. And until next time, remember that credit cards are fun when played strategically.